Welcome to Fourth and Forever, the flagship show of Roundtable Sports Network. Join hosts Dan, Richie, and TD as they break down the latest news and storylines across the NFL, featuring game predictions, breakdowns, heated debates, live Patreon callers, and everything in between. Catch Fourth and Forever every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern on the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fourth and Forever, your daily NFL news show. Your favorite. I sincerely hope that is the case. Solo episode today, boys. Just Dan Mitchell. As you know, we ultimately end up having Monday through Thursday with the entire cavalry, myself, Richie, and TD, and then we end up trading off spaces for the Friday solo episode. But have no fear, man. We have a great show for you today. Not only a lot of different games to preview, but also unpacking Jaxson damn Dart. How about Jaxson damn Dart? How about Cam Scattaboo going out there? I feel like John Gruden, for the love of God right now, putting the hammer down on the Philadelphia Eagles team at MetLife. Not only are we going to celebrate that matchup, we're also going to unpack what I think is wrong with the Philadelphia Eagles offense. It's a really weird story, but we're going to diagnose it. And then preview some of the other games down the line. Shout out to everybody tuning in. I ask each and every single one of you to please do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up sign. It's the easiest way to show love over here on the show. And more importantly, make sure, all right, you roll call in the chat. Let me know where you are tuning in from. It's the easiest way to show love around here. And let's go ahead and knock it out. I need to give a giant shout out to our good friends over at Sleeper. Folks, Sleeper, bar none, the number one player prop platform on the market today. Get this, the second that you sign up, they are giving you $20 just for signing up. And if you decide to put down a deposit, they are matching that up to 100%. Guys, take advantage of this. Link is in description. It is absolutely addicting. If some of you are already diving into your mock drafts because your team has disappointed you, have no fear. Sleeper is here to entertain you for the remainder of the season. All right. Anyway, shout out to Crazy Killer for coming on in and becoming a member of the channel at Roundtable Sports Fourth and Forever, man. We sincerely appreciate you here. Guys, do not be shy. Roll call in the chat. Where are you tuning in from? I've been watching the AFC Roundtable since the beginning, Crazy Killer. I'm so glad you're here for Fourth and Forever, man. This is our daily NFL news show. It's myself, TD, and Richie. Let's go ahead and lock that in real fast. Oh, man, Nick716. The Giants put belt to ass on the Eagles, and Dart outplayed Jalen Hurts. Buffalo, New York, baby. Go Bills. Dayton, Ohio is in the building. Antarctica is here. Nightmare 74 in Antarctican, and he's a Dolphins fan. I can find that interesting. Chattanooga is in the building. Spidey, I hope all is well with you, my friend, in Allegheny, New York. Bro, go Bills. Crazy Killer, I appreciate you tuning in. And guys, let's go on ahead and start talking a little bit of what happened last night. Who the hell thought that this was going to be a possibility here? But we saw the New York Giants go out there and absolutely destroy the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think any of us had that on our bingo card, right? Because this whole Jaxson Dart and this whole Cam Scattaboo lore, right, started off great because we saw them be super competitive and win their first game. Then they lose to the New Orleans Saints, but then they come around and they beat a division rival who I think the vast majority of America had Philadelphia walking away with this one, especially since they lost the week before. Now Philly has dropped 2 in a row, which is absolutely nuts. Looking at some box score stats here, folks. Jalen Hurts, dude, 24 for 33, 283 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Saquon Barkley, only 12 carries, 58 yards. What the hell is going on with this defense, with this offense over in Philadelphia? What was so dynamic last year? It's just not making sense. Like, now you're hearing people say that A.J. Brown wants out, that A.J. Brown might actually be on the move. I mean, who knows? But the real story here, guys, hands down, is the New York Giants. All right. 17 for 25. Jaxson Dart, some incredible throws from the young man. And what I love about Jaxson Dart is that he is not afraid of pressure. He is not afraid of contact. I'm not sure if maybe he's spending a little bit too much time with Cam Scattaboo, something along those lines, but the guy is doing his thing. 195 yards, 1 touchdown. It's beautiful. And then Cam Scattaboo, man, 19 carries, 98 yards, well over 100 purpose yards. This Giants team made a move, man, and they made a move. And it's funny because you can already tell that damn Brian Dable is in heaven right now. Like, dude's in heaven, right? Like, you saw him, like, when Dart was in the blue tent, like, we ended up hearing, like, Dable after the game was basically yelling at the team physician and saying, hey, hurry up. Is he good or is he not? I need this damn quarterback out there. It's funny that with Dable finally has it. Dan, Jaxson Dart is good, but the dude has no clue how to protect himself. He's going to get injured real bad. I think that that's definitely a narrative that I saw Colby picking up last night. I mean, yeah, like with football, like contact is going to happen, but you know what? Like this reminds me a lot of what Josh Allen did during his rookie season. Guy had no no sense of protecting himself, like when it came into that. What helps Dart out is that he's young. So he's going to be able to take a lot of those hits. He's got the size already, but he's going to have to learn. For now, I think Giants fans are just excited. What was even more impressive was how they were able to do that last night with Malik Neighbors being out for the season already, which is absolutely insane right now. Victor is coming in with what's going on with the Ravens, Kansas City, and now the Eagles. Could we back on course in the Bills-Lions Super Bowl? It's tough for me to really understand like who a good football team is this year, right? But I feel like that's often the case. Like you'll understand who the real dogs in the league are by November, like when a couple of teams start pulling away. But I feel like teams are just kind of trying to figure it out right now. And there's not a lot of data suggesting that this is the case. But one of the biggest topics right now, guys, is that I'm sitting here looking and wondering, like, what the hell went down with the Philadelphia Eagles offense? Like, what's wrong with it, right? Because a lot of us are saying, oh, it's Saquon Barkley, like he's regressing. It's the injuries on the offensive line. It's the brand new offensive coordinator. It is a very curious case because when you end up looking at what the Philadelphia Eagles are, and I think a lot of you guys are going to be shocked by this, right? Let's go ahead and share my screen real fast so we could take a look at what we should anticipate right here. Looking at the Eagles offense in 2024, through the first 5 games of the season, they scored 86 points. And their EPA per play was 11th in the NFL. Meaning a quality offense was super, super efficient. But then you end up looking at the Philadelphia Eagles in 2025. And they have scored 125 points, but their efficiency has completely plummeted. Now they are 18th in the NFL as far as being able to efficiently run this offense. What does that mean? Is this the offensive coordinator? Is this injuries on the offensive line as into why Saquon Barkley has not been able to like move forward? I'm going to tell you what it is. It's all of the injuries on the offensive line. That is exactly what it is. This is not really doing a lot of favors for people that were on the bandwagon of Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, because it goes to show you when the perfect system is plagued with injuries, he's not the kind of guy that can really elevate it, right? So not a good look for the past couple of weeks for many that are trying to join the train that Hurts is the elite of the elite. And I'm not saying that he's a bad guy, but I do think that I can, sort of run victory laps on this, saying that He's not the type of guy that elevates an offense. He's the type of guy that can manage a quality offense. And once you see some of these key injuries hitting Philadelphia, yeah, like you see a deep regression in their overall efficiency. Now, it's still a long season, but I'm willing to give their brand new offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo, the benefit of the doubt. See what this team looks like in November and December. See what this team looks like when their offensive line gets back. Because largely, like without this, guys, like we're seeing the same Saquon for the past couple of weeks that we saw in New York when he was a Giant. A dude that had all the talent in the world, but he could only take a subpar offensive line to a particular feat, right? And now when you see all of these injuries circulating around the line, that completely destroys their overall production. I also think it's weird that with A.J. Brown has been super inconsistent as far as him being a part of the game plan. Same thing can be said with Smith. So maybe a little bit of it has to do with the overall play calling like type situation. But I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to hold my critique on this new look offense until I see around November. But it's certainly interesting. It's certainly interesting when it looks into it. Let me see. And so the Eagles are losing. It opened up the entire NFC East. It is, man. Look, it is an interesting division now. Who makes it happen? And the New York Giants, Saquon out there, you are right. Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy how you look at it, right? Like he's still dynamic. He's still super talented. But last year, they were so efficient in everything that they did. So some people were probably pretty quick to blame the brand new offensive coordinator. I think there might be a bit of blame that could be given to him, but there's no question that some sort of efficiency is the problem. And I think it stems down into their offensive line injuries. And I also think that it doesn't really help a lot of people that thought that Jalen Hurts was a top 5 guy, because that's not sort of how it looks. Is it Dan's solo live stream today? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is. If A.J. Brown cares more about his stats than winning, we'll take him here in Miami. He will get a ton of targets because Tua will only throw to him. I mean, hey, listen, man, put your hat into the ring. A.J. trying to get into the Hall of Fame. And what can you do? What can you do, folks? All right, anyway. So the Giants, big win, very difficult schedule ahead. Surprisingly enough, we see this Giants team beat 2 quality organizations, Dart and Scattaboo, and same thing with Brian Dable. They ended up beating the Chargers and the Eagles, who I would have to give credit to them, right? Especially because I think both of those teams are going to be playoff teams. Can they maintain this type of consistency? We will see. It's October, it's September. I think this is the time where like a lot of teams, like injuries, even stemming from training camp, start to catch up with them. A lot of teams hit their slump in October. So let's see what this Giants team is for the remainder of their schedule. In fact, I'm kind of curious. I know that it's a gauntlet. So they have the Broncos next week, and this might be one of the best defenses in the NFL. Okay. Have the Eagles again. Can they pull it off at the Link in just 2 weeks? San Francisco is going to be tough. Bears are going to be tough. Green Bay, Lions, Patriots. I don't know. What can this rookie quarterback realistically do, especially without Malik Neighbors? It looked like they had no problem besides that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to some previews that we didn't have an opportunity of hitting last night. I'm going to try and keep it brief from games that I think really don't require a lot of, takes, if you will. We have Johnny Tran is in the building. I think I saw a tweet that said that A.J. Brown has a really low cap if some other team gets him in a trade. That is true. It's at $750,000. That's how much it would cost this year to have him. So for a team that's looking for an A.J. Brown type receiver, let me know. If A.J. Brown goes to the Patriots, we will win the division. And do you think every fantasy draft before week 1, Dart is my second or third string quarterback is lucky, or am I that good? I mean, hey, dude, listen, you know what? Just ride around and pat yourself on the back and tell people that you know ball, right? Like just do it, you know? Dan, what move and do you think the Bills will make before the trade deadline? For me, man, I think that Buffalo's move is going to be shipping somebody out rather than bringing somebody in. So a lot of people want us to make a move on receiver, and to be honest with you, if we make a move at receiver, it's going to be trading Curtis Samuel to a team for draft compensation and bringing Gabe Davis up. That's likely what it's going to be. As far as a defensive line, guys, we have, as far as the Bills, we have the number 1 pressure percentage team in the NFL, 4th in pressures. We're 10th in sacks, 7th in sack percentage. So the defensive line, we're welcoming back a couple of extra players. So I think that's set. As far as the Buffalo Bills secondary, a lot of people are concerned about our secondary. We're 2nd in the league DVOA, which is defensive average value over average, or defensive adjusted value over average, which is a very good stat that compares efficiency compared to the rest of the league based off of competition level. And the Buffalo Bills secondary is 2nd in the league DVOA. So I don't see this team really seeing a need. I know that fans want to trade because we're not particularly that good in specific box score stats, etc. But as far as advanced analytics, say that I would put myself in Brandon Beane's shoes, I don't see how he could see a need. But I mean, we've made moves the past couple of seasons, so let's see if he proves me wrong. We have Gabe Davis has chemistry with Allen. I'd be excited about that, Dan. I mean, dude, you know what? I just think it's only a matter of time right before he ends up getting elevated to the team. So we shall see. Anyway, we have the Dallas Cowboys and the Carolina Panthers. Can the Carolina Panthers pull off an upset? Look, really at the end of the day, I feel that we are forbidden for shaming anybody for suggesting an upset any given week for the rest of the season. How many crazy upsets have we seen so far this year? Capped off by last night. However, I'm not going to ride this train. I think that the Dallas Cowboys have been playing very well. Funny enough, something that has been haunting this team for a long time has been their sort of inability of being able to establish the run. I think that the Dallas Cowboys are going to run all over this team. I think Bryce Young is going to have his share of wins, especially with lack of pass rush coming from Dallas. But Dak has just been on another level, man. Funny enough, so when you look at top quarterbacks in the NFL, speaking of DVOA, which is a really good way of being able to evaluate who truly is a good QB, it's too early to sort of really ride out this list, but according to DVOA, this right here is your top quarterbacks in the NFL. You have Dak Prescott at 9th. And granted, he's been playing well as far as yards. But funny enough, top quarterbacks in the NFL, DVOA. Daniel Jones, number 1. 2, Sam Darnold. 3, Jared Goff. 4, Matthew Stafford. 5, Mac Jones. How about that? 6, Lamar Jackson, although he's been gone for a couple of games. Josh Allen at 7. Jaden Daniels at 8. Dak Prescott at 9. And Jordan Love at 10. I bring this up because I just wanted to point out that Dak Prescott is playing very good football right now. And I think that the Carolina Panthers have seen their share of struggles. So even though it's in Bank of America Stadium, I think that Dallas ends up winning this game relatively easily. In fact, I'm going to have to go, 33-21. I think that's what I'm going for. That's what I'm feeling with this Dallas Cowboys matchup and the Carolina Panthers. I don't know what to think about this one. I don't know what to think about this one, folks. The Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. A team that plays the Steelers relatively well, or they've stolen wins in the past. have Aaron Rodgers playing very good football. They are coming off of the bye. I haven't really had an opportunity of really unpacking, at least deep like, into their injury reports on either teams. But something that makes it wild to me is that you see the Browns go out, trade Newsome, which was insane, first off, especially for what they ended up bringing in. And they brought in a very talented DB from Jacksonville as well. So it was more so of a lateral move. It is still as high of a defense as I am anticipating that it is. As much as I'm looking at it, right? So I'm curious. I'm super curious to see what this defense looks like now. I think that they do hold the Steelers to a low-scoring game, but I'm going to have to go with the Steelers on this one with home field advantage. I think that you give it to them. I think that there's going to be a little bit of time right before this brand new DB adjusts into Cleveland. Whatever the over-under is, I'm going to have to go with the under at this point. I'm going to go Steelers 20 and the Browns 10 with Dylan Gabriel. I think that he has another semi-decent performance. He's not going to do a lot in the red zone because I don't think the Steelers defense is going to allow for a lot of Browns drives to get to the red zone in general. The Browns' best opportunity of winning this one and really having red zone attempts at all would be to cause turnovers. And for the most part, we're seeing Rodgers play smart football at the very least. Dan, and do you think the Chiefs will be 2-4 after Sunday night? Oh, I'm getting there. Brother. You wait up. All right, we have the Raiders and the Tennessee Titans. I don't want to bore any of you over this. I'm sorry for my buddy that's a Raiders fan that's typically in this show that likes to hear about the Raiders. But holy shit, dude. Geno, terrible quarterback. He is so bad. He is absolutely god-awful. I feel horrible for Raiders fans thinking that they were going to get some type of semblance of the Pete Carroll and the Geno Smith connection in Las Vegas. It has not been working. Whether or not that you just want to give it to, his weapons are bad, et cetera, it's been awful. It's been awful for whatever we're seeing right now, He's not playing well. Has double-digit interceptions through 5 weeks of the season or close to it. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go with the Tennessee Titans on this one. I think that the Raiders may be able to eat against the offensive line over in Tennessee. Cam Ward's the most sacked quarterback in the NFL right now. He's been living on his ass. So Max Crosby could potentially have a pretty good game. I like the Tennessee Titans defense better than I like. So the Raiders offense, I guess I could see Xavier Woods maybe collecting an interception or two with Geno Smith trying to push the ball downfield. Ever since Brock Bowers went down with that knee injury, that offense has been completely impossible to move. So this is going to be an eyesore. Oh man, my God. Thank God I will be watching Red Zone, because say that I was forced to watch this game exclusively, it just would have been pretty bad. San Francisco and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Curious about this. I'm curious about this real fast. Bear with me. What's the status on Brock? Mac Jones starting against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I was just able to confirm. Although that he's limited in practice, by the way. He's limited in practice. Look, how I look at this, Spidey, because, and so I see my boy Spidey coming in here, and he's just it's the Bucs, it's Baker Mayfield. I'm a Baker guy. Baker, in my opinion, is the leader of the MVP conversation. He's playing great football. But again, dude, how many weeks in a row are we going to allow ourselves to say, oh my God, it's Mac Jones and the San Francisco 49ers? And they're injured to all hell. There's no way that they're going to beat X team. And the San Francisco 49ers know how to win. They are very well coached. As far as advantages, right? I'd probably give the quarterback advantage to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'd probably give the weapons advantage to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I would probably give just about everything as far as a personnel perspective to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But the one thing that San Francisco has over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is coaching all day, every day. And coaching has been what's winning the San Francisco 49ers games for the past couple of weeks. And credit to Mac Jones. He's been playing great. He's been playing incredible, as a matter of fact. But with home field advantage, as much as I like what Robert Saleh is doing with the 49ers defense, I mean, who's stopping Emeka Egbuka? Like, that kid is, oh my God, he's so good at football, dude. I wish I had one of those. I wish I had a wide receiver like that on my team, man. I'll tell you what. But I'm going to have to go with the Bucs to win this game. I think that San Francisco presents at least some sort of challenges defensively, even without Nick Bosa. And they seem fine even without him against LA last week. I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win a close one on this one. That is me. Cincinnati and the Green Bay Packers. God. All right. Hot take on this one. You have Joe Flacco. He's brand new to the playbook. All right. He's getting the start. From what I understand, Jake Browning is very upset about this, but regardless, he is getting the start. And you're going up against the Packers defense. Let me tell you something about this Packers defense from a secondary perspective. Slightly below average. So one of their weaknesses, as far as pressure, as far as run defense, this Green Bay Packers team is 1 of 1. But as far as secondary concerns, the Green Bay Packers secondary is probably their weakness, right? And so I'm not saying that it's bad, but I am saying that I don't like this matchup from the Green Bay Packers secondary versus Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Now that you have a quarterback that is a hell of a lot more accurate than Jake Browning, that is a better veteran, I have a funny feeling that Flacco is going to do very well in this game. I think we see the highest scoring Bengals game from an offensive production all season long. Barring, of course, Joe Flacco not being out on his ass, because again, he's going up against, or like he's playing from behind a very terrible offensive line. But I do think that this game is going to be high scoring, and I do think that this game is going to be close. I really do. I'm going to go with Green Bay because the Cincinnati Bengals defense is absolutely horrid. Like, terrible. They're 26.23 in EPA, right? 26th ranked in that category. Yeah, it's going to be bad. Give me a close game, but give me the Green Bay Packers to win 28-27. It's going to be determined by 1 point, but the Cincinnati Bengals end up taking another loss, falling to 2-4. If Flacco can learn a new system in 2 days, he can. He can, man. And so really, like, what any quarterback needs to do with a team like that is just like, with the F it, Chase and Higgins are down there somewhere. Like, that's literally what they need to do. So I'll take Green Bay 28-27. I think it's going to be determined by 1 point. But look for a surprising performance from Joe Flacco. Next up, damn, baby. Have the Detroit Lions, the Kansas City Chiefs. Good God. Guys, I don't think like we really understand how bad that this Chiefs defense and offense has been this year. It really doesn't make a lot of sense when you look at it, but I kind of want to give you an understanding of what's going on with this team and why they've been struggling as bad as they have. They have been struggling so bad against the run. They are the worst team in the NFL when it comes into stopping running the football right now. It's pretty bad. Granted, they've been going up against some pretty solid teams, right, as far as defensively. But have been struggling tremendously against the run. I have a feeling that Jahmyr Gibbs, I have a feeling that David Montgomery have themselves a game. I think there's question marks in the secondary, like walking away from Reed, especially with how this like Lions offense has been operating. I think it's pretty tough. And granted, here's the deal, right? All I can go off of is performances in 2025. Like, that's all I can go off of. Is there a part of me that believes Kansas City can figure it out and turn their season around? Absolutely, I do. Like, what about me? What about me is going to pick against the team that has made me look foolish for 3 to 4 years in a row? I don't think they win this game, though. I don't. Several games so far, we have seen Patrick Mahomes. He has been their leading rusher. That is a problem. I think that they've been struggling running the football. I think their offense is finally woken up. That's good. But now some other issues start to come up. Have the Detroit Lions. Their defense has been looking good, although that I believe Terrion Arnold is out for a couple of weeks. Although, say that you were to ask Lions fans, I think a lot of them would just say, oh, well, thankfully now we're erasing 2 pass interference calls each and every single week, which is certainly the truth. I'm going to have to go with the Lions to win this one. I think that their defense makes enough plays. I think that there's weaknesses on the offensive line over in Kansas City. I'm still confident that Kansas City does make a massive turnaround at some point. It's just a matter of time. But anyway, that's where I'm at right now. Johnny is coming in the building. Chiefs not looking good. They got players that should sit out, whether it's injuries and or bad plays. Lions should win, but Kansas City has to win. I'm staying away. It's tough for me. It's very tough for me to bet against Kansas City, like monetarily at least, because it's never really worked out for me. Sam Laporta hasn't had his breakout game yet unlocked. I mean, maybe it comes. I just think that they just are playing through injuries. Yeah, for sure. So the problem is Kansas City will lose when you think they will win and win when you think that they will lose. Wow. Look at that. That's how it is, man. We have Detroit. John, he's coming in. He's pretty good with that. It's very hard to bet against Kansas City in a primetime game for sure. Definitely is. That name holds no more weight. JTL. Damn. All right, folks. Short episode today. 4th and Forever, the solo edition. I hope you enjoyed it. I loved hanging out with you guys. We'll see you on Monday when TD, Richie, and I are back in action. We're going to go back to the drawing table, see if we're going to continue this solo edition. If not, have no fear. We're going to be back on Monday where we are going to be previewing the Bills-Falcons game. We are going to be previewing the Commanders and the Bears game, along with going with all of the recaps from this previous weekend. Highly recommend, guys, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up sign. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't had an opportunity of doing so already. Enjoy your weekend. I hope it's filled with a bunch of great football action. We'll see you on Monday. Same time, same place.